Why did teenagers start using drugs? Well, if you ask most people, they say peer pressure. But that's not the full story. Listen to the words of a 16-year-old in a treatment center. I just didn't want to feel anything anymore. Wasn't friends pushing him to smoke? It was panic, stress, a desperate need to escape. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, nearly 30% of high school seniors reported using illicit substances in the past year. And many of them point to stress and emotional turmoil as a reason they began. So here's a question. Do teens begin using drugs because of stress? The answer is complicated. Stress can be the trigger, but the deeper cause is mindset, how teens think, what they believe, what they value, and how they've been trained to cope. Let's take a real story. In 2020, Luca was a 16-year-old soccer standout in Ohio. He was intense, disciplined, and determined to play Division I. Then his parents divorced. The pandemic hit. His dream began to crumble. Friends noticed a change. Skipped workouts, ignored group chats. Then came the shock. He was caught with Xanax. I just wanted to feel numb, he admitted. Stress had opened the door, but what pushed him through was his belief that he couldn't handle the pain any other way. Now consider Jenna, a 15-year-old freshman from Boston. After a humiliating breakup, she began to feel worthless. Her grades fell. Her friendships faded. At a party, someone offered her a THC vape. It helped me forget, she says. But it wasn't just the breakup. It was the belief that she wasn't good enough, that the drugs were her best option. Stress was the spark. Her mindset, I can't handle this, I'm not worth anything, was the fuel. Here's what the research tells us. A study by Wills, Sandy, and Yeager found that teens with poor emotional regulation and low self-confidence are far more likely to use substances under stress. Neuroscientist Rahita Sinha showed how chronic stress rewires the brain's reward system, making drugs more tempting. But here's the hopeful news. Mindset works the other way too. Take Maya, a 17-year-old who had been bullied for years. She began therapy, joined a support group, and started journaling. When asked if she'd ever considered drinking to escape, she said, I think about it, but I remind myself I've come too far. I don't want to go back to hiding. Her mindset had shifted from I'm powerless to I matter and I can grow. Same stress, different response. Why? Because she had developed new beliefs, new values, new coping habits. That brings us to the solution. We don't prevent teen drug use just by saying don't do drugs. That message alone isn't enough. We prevent it by giving teens the tools to face stress without needing to escape it. That means building a mindset rooted in resilience. What does that look like? Daily rituals that strengthen emotional stability. Meditation, prayer, breath work, journaling, exercise. Supportive environments where parents and mentors reinforce healthy beliefs. You can handle this. You're understood. There's a better way forward. You have value. When teens adopt those habits, their values shift. Belonging and comfort no longer outweigh honesty, health, long-term goals. They see that escape isn't the only option. So do teens begin using drugs because of stress? Stress is part of the story, but not the whole story. Stress is universal. How teens respond to it depends on their mindset. Build the right mindset, and stress doesn't have to be a trap. It can even become a teacher. Because in the end, it's not the stress that decides. It's the story teens tell themselves about their stress that determines their next move. For more, go to CoachChuck360.com.